In today's video, we're going to be having some more discussions about the Nightclub update and all the questions that you guys had for me. Now, as always, if you want to be featured in the next GTA 5 Q&A video like this, all you got to do is go down in the description, follow me on Twitter, and just be sure to use that hashtag AskBoss, and you might find yourself featured in the next one. Now, really quickly, before we get started, I'm trying to answer questions that I haven't in the past 2 Q&A videos because they've all been about the Nightclub update, which is what everyone's excited for, but I'm just trying to get new questions in. So if you feel like I didn't answer your question, even though it might have been a pretty good one, it's probably because it's about a topic we've already covered in detail. So with all the way, let's not waste any more time and let's get it started. Our first question today comes from Jason Smith. He says, what is the point of laundering dirty money when it will end up in the same bank account we use now, which is full of dirty money rather than clean? So Jason brings up a good point, is our Grand Theft Auto Online characters are criminals at the end of the day. And there's no IRS, there's no like law enforcement that comes after our, illegally gained money. So what's the point of trying to obtain clean money? Maybe Rockstar separates bank accounts, has a clean money bank account, dirty money bank account, but at that point it's like it starts to get confusing. Is the clean money worth more? Can it buy more things? So I think the term laundering dirty money was Rockstar's funny and fancy way of saying everything's going to be coming together as one. And because of that, you might lose a little bit of money for your convenience, but you also might make everything easier to do. So I think that's what they meant by the trade-off, not like physically cleaning the money and putting it in the same bank account, which you do make a good point. It doesn't make sense, but at the same rate, the game doesn't make sense. Our online characters are committing crimes on a global scale, and they haven't been detected once by, government agencies or anything like that. So you're right, Jason, it doesn't make sense, but that's Grand Theft Auto Online. Mir says, do you think the Nightclub DLC getting delayed or going to release this month? Wouldn't that be the craziest thing ever if Rockstar didn't release the update in July? I don't think that's going to happen, Mir. I'm pretty sure it's going to happen on either the following 3 dates, the 17th, the 24th, or the 31st. So I don't think you'd have to worry about that. Although we've seen Rockstar in the past say stuff on the newswire that didn't turn out to be true, like how Story Mode DLC was going to be coming. And of course, we all know what happened to that. But I think this situation's a little bit different. I would expect the update to come out in July. Building off of that, the Happy Goat says, do you think that the 17th is still likely the release date for the DLC? We already got a ton of info in a trailer that shows us all the DJs inside a nightclub and, of course, Gay Tony. So you make a good point. Maybe Rockstar assumes, we've already told them all about this update. We told them, how the business is going to work. We've shown them the nightclubs and the DJs. And as I mentioned in my video the other day, a surprise update is one that's definitely a possibility. I'm not saying that's what Rockstar is going to do. They could still release information on a Monday. They could still release information the day of, and technically it's not really a surprise, for at least most of the people that are enjoying the game. So yeah, I certainly think, getting back to your original question, the 17th is still likely. I'm not throwing my hat into any ring right now because I think there's things that point to a lot of different release dates, but the 17th is still one of those that does genuinely make sense. So if you are holding out hope for that, then you can still keep believing, because the 17th, at least until the 17th comes, is a likely release date. Super Saiyan Omega says, do you think we will use our drugs from our MC business to boost the popularity for our nightclubs? That's a good question, and I've said that this could work for a lot of other businesses. So you mentioned the MC drugs would boost the popularity of our club, making more guests come. The guns that we source and manufacture in gun running could be used to boost our security, preventing us from having raids. The CEO crates that contain stuff like jewelry could be used for our guests and our nightclubs as well. So I really do hope Rockstar integrate the other businesses, other than just saying like you can, sell your supplies at once. It would be cool if our other businesses could benefit our one legitimate business being a nightclub. Because as we touched on in that question earlier regarding dirty money and clean money, the nightclubs are the only legitimate clean money business we have. The rest is all like stealing stuff or making guns or, stealing air freight cargo. So that would be really cool if Rockstar did indeed make our other businesses help out the nightclub establishment. That'd be epic. Tryhard Raccoon says, do you think there will be any aviation or aquatic vehicle types in this update? That's another good question. We have not gotten a aquatic vehicle, I think, in over 2 or 3 years. Was the last one like the tugboat that they added in Finance and Felony? And even that's like a meme vehicle that they used for like the business delivery stuff. So I'm really not too sure what to think if there will be any aquatic type vehicles. You would assume if Rockstar were to add a lot of those into the game, it would be around a dedicated, Navy style update. As far as any aviation vehicles go, I think there might be one or two. We got a lot in Smuggler's Run, and then we got even more in the Doomsday Heist. Although in the last update, Southern San Andreas Supersport Series, we didn't get any. So maybe Rockstar feels it could be time to add a aviation vehicle into the game. Again, it wouldn't shock me if we got a jet or a helicopter or something like that. That would be pretty cool. Samuel says, do you think that the storage for vehicles such as the Pounder Custom will work like the hangars, with slots ranging from large to medium and small? The Speedo Custom will be obviously one of the smaller vehicles. The Pounder will be in the larger slot. So I've talked about that in a previous video, but I completely forgot about the hangar thing. You make a really good point. Hangar vehicles are classified as small, medium, and large, and each one of those take up a different amount of space. The only thing I had mentioned before that was that you had the special cargo warehouses that were small, medium, and large. But Samuel brings up a good point. Maybe we are going to be storing them in a facility similar to the hangar where we have to choose between storage size. So for example, you might have the ability to have a fleet of about 20 Speedo Customs, but maybe only 3 or 4 Pounder Customs because of how different the size is. So you'd really have to vary in terms of what your delivery vehicles are going to look like. Samuel, that's a really good point. It is very interesting to note how Rockstar is going to handle that. Moving on, our next question comes from the Gaming Wolf. He says, do you think Rockstar Games will name the Nightclub DLC after the GTA 4 DLC, the Ballad of Gay Tony? No, I don't think they're going to call it Grand Theft Auto Online, the Ballad of, Nightclubs, or Gay Tony Part 2. That's kind of a mouthful, although Rockstar is known to have some mouthful of DLC names. They had Further Adventures in Finance and Felony. They had Southern San Andreas Supersport Series Spectacular Special. So I hope they do something simple like Nightclubs or Nightlife. That really just makes sense. It is so much easier to say. Hopefully they actually reveal the name of the update before it comes out. They didn't do that for Southern San Andreas Supersport Series, so it will be interesting to see if this is something they do or if they keep it a surprise until after the update comes out. CN says, would we be able to get a girlfriend/boyfriend in Nightlife? So this is a feature that was last seen in Grand Theft Auto 4. Now, obviously, that's a little bit different because you're a single-player character, and you're a single-player character with no relationship ties. The reason that didn't work in GTA 5 single-player is because all the characters had relationship ties. Now, as far as Grand Theft Auto Online goes, we've never been able to have like a Sims RPG relationship like that. But who knows? Maybe that will change in Nightlife. Maybe you do things in the nightclub like dancing, hanging out together, and maybe that gives you some ability to have a boyfriend or a girlfriend. Rockstar's done sort of similar things like that in the past. This is so weird to compare, but with vehicles, how you can have like a favorite motorcycle? Maybe you could have like a favorite player, and that person becomes your girlfriend or boyfriend. And maybe they would get like a special contact on your phone or something like that. I don't know. I don't know if Rockstar wants to turn this into like The Sims or an RPG or whatnot. But if they were going to add something like this, a nightclub where you're going to be dancing and interacting with people and an update surrounding stuff like that, would probably be the update they would do that in. Elijah says, how many nightclubs will we be able to own when the DLC drops? Probably just one. It's going to work like all your other businesses. It wouldn't make sense to have like 2. So I think 1 is going to be the only one you'll be able to own, which is nice because you won't have to pay for multiple. So I actually think that's good news. Damien says, like the Austin Powers movies, do you think the Ocelot Swinger will be weaponized? Oh, I guarantee you. Rockstar's going to put those little pea shooter guns on the front like they did the Revolter and the Night Shark. I don't know why, but they love doing stuff like that. And, I mean, at least it's optional, but it just is so weird. Like, if you're going to have a weaponized vehicle, why would you want something that's got little pea shooters on the front? Like, it doesn't make sense. But yeah, I can guarantee you the Ocelot Swinger is probably going to be weaponized in some way, shape, or form. Brandon says, do you think there is customization outside of our nightclubs like Bahama Mamas? So I think I'm going to say no, just because it has to work for other players as well. In a perfect world, I would love to have like signage and my own custom lights on the outside of our buildings like we can our yachts, but that wouldn't make sense if multiple people own the same nightclub. So it's probably going to just look like a generic building, a generic warehouse, which stinks because from the street, it looks really bland and boring. Then on the inside, it's super exciting. That's why I like all the yachts. They've got those crazy colors and flags and neon lights on there. And each one looks personalized and different. Which is kind of cool. And our final question today comes from Lucky James, who says, "Hi Ross, do you think that the Mile High Club will be one of the nightclubs available?" Not anymore. Ever since Rockstar revealed that information where they said, you know, the nightclubs are going to be normal clubs and underground warehouses, it really does seem as if a giant high-rise penthouse is probably not going to happen. I think it would be amazing, but I certainly think it would be a little bit of a stretch to hope for something like that to arrive in the game. But anyways, that's all the questions I'm going to be answering in this week's Q&A video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you did, be sure to leave a like rating on this video. That'd be awesome. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.